With 2 weeks to go in the regular season, Kent State is 1 win away from being bowl eligible, and perhaps 1 more win away from locking in a chance at the MAC Conference Championship. But they'll have to beat Central Michigan to get that done. And the good news for the Golden Flashes is, frankly, the Chippewas have struggled massively this year. However, they have picked up 3 wins, one against Bowling Green, another against Eastern Michigan, and one against the Judicials. And part of the problem here for the Chippewas might be the play from their senior quarterback in Joe Labas. So far this year, he has completed sub 50% of his throws, but along the way, he has thrown 11 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, at least a 2-to-1 ratio there. Nari Biggins, the running back, is averaging about 5 yards a carry, has 6 touchdowns on the year, and 7 rushes of 20-plus yards. But no one necessarily is standing out in the receiving group. You got Bracey Jr. here with 563, Davis with 553, Decorian Temple, the tight end, with 467, and then another receiver in Lewis, who is going to be out this game with injury, who has 410. So they might have to rely a little bit more on the junior receiver in Jordan Williams. But the Chippewas' true standout is their linebacker, the senior thumper in Jordan Kwiatkowski. He currently leads Central Michigan in both tackles as well as interceptions. We have a couple good guys on defense ourselves, Antone Campbell Jr., 20 TFLs, as well as Carroll. Carroll also leads this team with 10.5 sacks, and with 2 more sacks for Mason Maddox, he will hit double digits. And if bowl game as well as conference championships aren't enough to worry about this week, Coach Ty is also going to have his hands full with recruits coming in to visit. Felix Duggar looking to get a commit from him. Hopefully from Ojeda as well, though he might be a little bit further out. We also have a visit coming in for Armin Hay, a receiver, the tight end in Sammy Magnum. And not on a visit, but a player who just might commit anyway is John Killebrew, the cornerback. But with a packed sideline, we hit the field back in Kent, Ohio. Looking to get some action underway with a deep kick that will go out of the back of the end zone. Offense will take the field at the 25. Looking for hopefully a more dominant showing. This group has been a little bit up and down this season. But when they've been hot, they've been fun to watch, especially with this pistol option offense. Starting with a pistol option look, it is just Garcia down the middle, only finding space for 1, leaving 2nd and 9. They'll look to go to the air to the left-hand side. It finds Barry, but poked out from behind. And already Drew DeShields with a 3rd and long. Coming out with 2 spread to the left-hand side. Martin to the right side, the leading receiver here for the Flashes. Hard count doesn't quite work there for DeShields. Gets his offense reset. Coming across, he misses his open target in Etheridge, and that will be a punt. Most definitely a slow start here for Kent State, but can they turn things on defense against an offense of the Chippewas that hasn't necessarily impressed much at all this season? As I get a little bit of some misdirection, pulling guard help opens it up. Goes as a gain of about 11 for Biggins. And while typically the Kent State defense has done far better against the run, it's 2 solid runs out the gate with some read option Labas. With all that inconsistency in the passing game, makes sense they go to the run, shaking one in the backfield, picking up another gain of 4. Tyson Davis that time on the carry, has him set up with a 2nd and 6 inside the 25. Labas with space, getting to the outside, and Young will bring him down. But so far the Chippewas, a smooth sailing drive now inside the 15. They have a 1st and 10. Big hit. That's going to be Gissendanner laying down the quarterback with a loss of 4. Double A gap look to follow here for this defense as they go with the draw. Williams with help. A lot of it finally brings him down, but that is something you do not want to see. One of this team's leaders in CJ Young. He's been so big for this squad down on the field. Will have to work his way to the sideline with a 3rd and 13. Syed Abu Hamde forces the slide down. And that eventually will be a field goal forced here. Right hash kicking from about the 21. And he never quite pulled it enough. It stays wide right. Chippewas' promising opening drive goes empty-handed as the scoreline remains 0-0. That's where a defense that bends but don't break really comes in handy. 1st and 10. And Bailey dumped in the backfield. Costas, the edge man there for the Chippewas, played that quick and smart. DeShields should have kept, maybe dished it out. Barry this time does hold on to the pass. Before Drew DeShields, it is still going to be a 3rd and long here for this bunch. Coming out with one spread either side, 2 tight ends into the right-hand side, but backing them up as tight end to Hazim shifts on the hard count from Drew DeShields. For some reason, returning home, perhaps just the away stand, really getting to the Kent State Golden Flash offense. As they look to set up a screen, it is out to Garcia, trying to follow those blockers. But it is Kwiatkowski with the stop. But it's been all Chippewas so far in this one, just with the miss on the field goal, keeping us tied as we punt this ball away. It's Bracey set to return, who has a wall on the left side. One to beat, and the punter takes a horrific angle. Bracey will find the end zone. Central Michigan takes the lead. Their special teams failed to do so on their previous drive. They don't even need the drive to take it the second time. And here in Kent, Ohio, Michigan has the lead. Central Michigan at that with a 1st and 10 here. Drew DeShields has got to get this offense moving. As he keeps with the keeper here, he breaks this one outside by the 50, out of gas, and finally pushed out at the opposite 40. That's a play this team has been desperate for here today. And hopefully it's something they can build upon with a 1st and 10 at the 40. Quick rush off the end, Garcia brought down. Dakota Cochran that time with a loss of 1. As Garcia back here in the backfield as they look to set up another play. A questionable throw, but dropping it is Martin. Pretty tight coverage across the board. DeShields just tried to find someone there. Martin couldn't hold on. It's 3rd and 11. With a hard count there from Drew DeShields. Again, no one offers. Bunch right-hand side. As he cannot escape, he had room down the middle, but Michael Heldman brings him down. The offense only manages one big play, and then the drive stalls. Chippewas with a touchdown lead out here on offense, losing maybe about half a yard. That was a good fill from sophomore safety Tevin Tucker, filling in for the injured C.J. Young. Currently, we do not have an update on Young. We'll look to find that hopefully at the quarter break. As there's another stop with help of Abu Hamde. Depending on how the stats officially mark, that should be number 21 for Carroll. 3rd and 11, your defense has to get off the field here. Hopefully keeping everything short. And 3 defenders are there to bring him down. Chippewas will have to punt. That leaves 11 seconds for the offense of the Golden Flashes to try to do something here in the first quarter. As they start with that triple option, they flip it out to Garcia. Looks to spin back inside, gets by Martin, his teammate as well, picking up 8. That officially ends the quarter. A 7-0 lead with a punt return touchdown for the Chippewas. The only side to find any points is the special teams for Central Michigan. Meanwhile, Kent State's offense has been rather flat out the gate. About one big play. We're going to need to see a lot more. We're going to find ourselves bowl eligible after this game. And it starts with a wishbone look here. Play action. And loading up downfield, Hazim. Broken up as a safety comes over. Might have needed a little bit more juice on that one. But 3rd and 1, bunch right-hand side. Garcia the back. He'll take the carry. And Kwiatkowski with the stuff. He's been everywhere so far for the Central Michigan Chippewa defense. Coach Ty keeps his offense out on that field. Bailey, the fullback, back there with Garcia. Motion across is going to be Etheridge. all the way across. With 5 seconds and counting here on the play clock, they snap it with 3. Big block from Bailey. Garcia with the first down. A big play there, and one that was almost a desperate need here for this offense. As safety walks down right-hand side, offense going hurry up behind Drew DeShields. As he looks outside, Barry towards the corner, drops it in the bucket. What a throw from Drew DeShields. Coming off that 4th down conversion, they only needed one more play to find that end zone and to tie this game. And you gotta give Drew DeShields a whole lot of credit. That deep ball was suspect at the beginning of the year. That one looked professional. But after being blanked in the first, it only takes one play in the second to have us tied up. Lambus, as he tries to get to the outside, shimmies off the tackle of Rollison, makes another man fall on his face. That is Tucker. That leads to a pretty good transition on CJ Young. Possible to return. We'll see how this game flow goes as Tucker gets stuck in there on the stop. Coach Ty didn't give much information on Young, just that it is a knee issue. We'll see if he's able to fight his way back in as Chippewas pick up the first down. And they get it with the same man who put the 7 on the board for him via special teams. 1st and 10. Big block. Good shimmy, but good fill coming down by Boma. He helps set the edge with a 2nd and 9. They look to go back to the running game. Carroll cannot bring him down. Shimmies by the corner. But help does arrive, keeping that one short. It's been a team effort out there for the Kent State defense. For the 3rd and 7, you want to get off the field here. Throwing across the middle. Williams cannot get the stop on Williams. It's a 1st down for Jordan. That's really where the tackling in general has been rough today, but a good one, Kanan. We had that on the previous play. We might have got the stop, forced another field goal attempt. Instead, it's 2nd and 9 here. They look to get back outside. Another 1st down, breaking another tackle. And Townsend has them down inside the 15. A second red zone trip. The split backfield. Going to send their tight end over to the right-hand side. Defensive line shifts with it. And with that, Campbell was free. A quick tackle for him, though not sure they're going to count that as a tackle for a loss with a 2nd and 10 here. Looking to get outside one-on-one. Rollison, good open field tackle. The defense once again has a chance to force a field goal attempt here, right hash. With the double A gap look here for the Flash defense. Couple fakes around and losing about 3. Gissendanner with the TFL. However, shaded slightly inside that right hash. More set up for their field goal kicker. Missed last time, just barely on target this time. Gives the Chippewas the lead. Carpenter with the field goal. With the 10-7 lead, it leaves Kent State now 2:05 trying to answer. Starting back at the 23. Flipping this one out, it is Garcia. With the spin move, he's got space on the edge. He's at the 50, 40, 30, 20 span. Will not catch him. A one-play touchdown drive for Kent State. They take their first lead here against the Chippewas. 14-10 as Gavin Garcia with another long triple option touchdown scamper. And now in turn, that leaves the Chippewas with just under 2 minutes to try to see if they can find an answer. 14-10, Flashes in front here as it's a run to the outside, hitting for Townsend, and he scampers out at the 45. I think both these teams showing that quite easily you could still run inside the 2-minute mark with a nice throw outside. Bracey with the grab, but just short of the line to gain. Sets up a 2nd and inches here as the Chippewas go hurry up. And throwing this one outside to Townsend. He's been a big part of their game plan today, finding a bunch of space, and they haven't even used a timeout yet. With us just moving inside a minute to go here, they've got plenty of time. Townsend with the ball after the late flip will pick up a few. The Chippewas have shown time and time again here they can get down the field on this defense. It's just if the defense can stand strong inside the red zone. Rollison tracking down their running back Biggins. The Chippewas will choose to call their first timeout there with a 1st and goal. They go with a little bit of some read option. Rich with the first hit. Carroll cleans it. That'll keep this clock on moving. Chippewas taking their time. They don't have to necessarily rush things here as they rush the ball here. 2nd and goal goes nowhere now. 3rd and goal. Back at the 7. As they send everyone out on the route, and Lambus misses Biggums. Keep that pass a little bit higher. You have the touchdown instead. Another field goal opportunity. Shaded right side. And make it 2 for 3 for Carpenter. However, that keeps Central Michigan down here pre-half, 14-13. But with Coach Ty deciding to send this one to half with those 6 seconds, we will keep that 1-point lead here at the break. A bit slow for the Flash team, at least offensively out the gate. But with the big run there from Garcia, his numbers are high and has the Golden Flashes in front here at the break. Chippewa's defense has played well outside of just a couple plays we've hit big on. Need our defense to start getting some bigger plays sooner rather than later, as the Chippewa offense has easily been able to march their way down the field. And with defensive recruits on visit here today, I'm sure they'd also like to see the defense do a little something here. And they have an opportunity out the gate. As we start on defense, Biggums taken down, Campbell at the line. Both the edge rushers showing up big here today. Haven't seen much from Kaysen or Maddox. Of course, Maddox close to getting that double digit in the sacks. Quick throw outside is Bracey. Another 1st down here for the Chippewas. They've been good at converting some longer down and distances. The 1st and 10 here, they set up the screen. Rich trying to stretch it outside. Slows down Biggums a little bit for help to arrive. They will at least pick up 5 for the 2nd and 5. 2 spread either side. Quarterback keeper Williams reads it and meets him. Bringing down Lambus. It's a 3rd and 3 with a trips look right-hand side here for the Chippewas. Picking up all the blitzers and wide open downfield. Williams sprinting away from Tucker. Chippewas back in front here in Kent, Ohio, as they find it 20-14 in busted coverage. But you have to give props there to the blocking. It made that play even available for him. As we take over down 6 here at the 25. This time to Shields on the keeper. He looks to get this one outside. A little stiff arm to help pick up 2 or 3 there at the end. And it's another run of 20+ here for Drew DeShields. Going back to Garcia. He's got space down the middle. A little stiff arm for him and dragging a defender. Another 1st down. When Garcia has found time to heat up, he's been really good here for this team. Triple option. Flipping it out to Garcia. And he will have a gain of 7. In total, 115 for him on the day. With a 2nd and 3 back in that wishbone look here. Newman, haven't seen him get a carry yet. Play action his way. Throwing Hazim, and that one should have been picked off. The throw from DeShields far too far inside. Should have led him more on the outside. Instead, you got a 3rd and 3 here with a hard count. No one jumps. Bringing that blitz, passes out and tipped away. Kwiatkowski. Triple option has kind of taken him out, but in coverage, he's been solid. 4th and 3. Offense stays out there, flipping it again. It's to Garcia. He's got the edge, and another 4th down conversion here for the Golden Flash offense, as they do look to go hurry up off of it. Last time they hit a touchdown to Barry following a 4th down conversion. 1st and 10 here, a little bit of some play action. Pump fake downfield, instead going underneath. They do find Bailey. Just a gain of 2. But sticking with that hurry up here is Drew DeShields. About midway through the 3rd quarter, got a 2nd and 8 inside the 30. Bailey goes in motion. Garcia looks to slip through some blocks. He has 2. And that leaves you with about a 3rd and medium here, needing 6 more. About the 19 is where you got to get. Bunch look to the left-hand side. DeShields still trying that hard count. He hasn't given up on it, but it's not exactly paying off as he finds Etheridge, who cannot break it fully to the outside, but does convert inside the 15 here for the Flashes. Bunch look now to the right-hand side. The Shields throws across the middle. He's got Martin looking to stretch this one outside, diving, but flattened out at the one. Gotta love the extra effort there to try to find that end zone, but first and goal. Wishbone look here. Newbin looks for the cutback, but a good tackle. Instead, it's second and goal, back about a yard. And Bailey down the middle cannot break through, and Garrett Masterson looked to be rolled up on during that play. With a third and goal, not gaining anything there on second. Masterson exits, and they go to spread either side. Drew DeShields steps up, avoids the interior rush, and rushes that ball in for the go-ahead score here in the third quarter. But it will just be by one as long as they settle for that point after, make it 21-20. Well, no real extra advantage going for two there. They do just settle for that point after. A 1-point ball game here, 2:22 and now counting in the third. Bigham's looking to get outside, but taken down Boma. That'll go as a loss of 2, second and 12 here for the Chippewas. Not a speed option, quarterback keeper all the way. And Rich brings him down. Rollison, maybe a little tapper there at the end, but not much influence on it. Another loss leaves a 3rd and 16. Looking deep downfield, Boma one-on-one, and he breaks it up. A massive play in coverage there for the man who's been picked on time and time again this year. And with a great return by Etheridge, we are set up well enough in plus side. Garcia back with that triple option. Spin move, close to the line to gain. They do mark him down with 2nd and inches to go. As they go back to the 3 running back set, Newbin takes this one outside, gets one stiff arm, but loses about 1.5 yards. He had a gap more towards the inside, should have hit that one a whole lot sooner. As it looks like Coach Ty here changing up the plan, but running out of time. Didn't like the setup anyway. Sends this one to the 4th quarter. But right now, Kent State is in front by 1 point, looking to make that 8 here. Perhaps then you would go for 2, make it a 2-score game in the 4th quarter. Well, before you start worrying about going for 2 or not going for 2, you've got to pick up 2 here on 3rd. Wishbone look, Drew DeShields under center. He hands this one off Garcia, and he will fight through for that first down. He needs just 10 more yards to hit a $150. And he could potentially look to find it here. It comes out late to Garcia. He's just back to the line. DeShields, though, with a free arm, got it out there and avoids a loss on the play as we move just in outside 8 minutes. Throwing, Martin with the grab, not able to run away with it. That has a 3rd and 7 set up then for Drew DeShields, who brings out 4 spread. Hard count again, waiting for one day that will work. As DeShields bounces this one outside, tries to utilize the block, but the refs not favoring the home team. Mark DeShields short by about 1 millimeter. But for the 3rd time today, offense stays on the field, a 4th down. This time needing just 1 millimeter. And they had motion across. Garcia stretches this one outside. He will have it, pushing forward, converting a 3rd, 4th down here today. And go and hurry up off of it. That seems to be the case every single time. Heat flip. It's Bailey in the backfield, losing 7. DeShields avoids the hit, but flipping it backwards, they lose even more. So 2nd and 17. Throwing left side a little bit high, but finds Barry, picking up 8. That still leaves them with a long 3rd down here, needing 9. First down markers about the 3-yard line. Bunch right-hand side here for DeShields. He throws over the middle, and Barry will have a 2nd touchdown here today. With all the drag, the corner route, wheel route from the running back, it vacated the center of the defense, and it left Christian Barry wide open. for his second on the day, and now you could talk about potentially going for that 2-point try. And looks like Coach Ty will indeed be going for it. Trying to find a 2-score lead here in the fourth. Touchdown would tie it even if they do not get it here. But wide open again down the middle. Just like the touchdown earlier, Drew DeShields scrambles. And it's 29-20. But with 5:30 to go here, still plenty of time for the Chippewas, who has shown plenty of signs of being able to move that ball quickly. Against this defense, Abu Hamde flying through the gap. He upends Biggins. And it's 2nd and 11 following the loss. Throwing this one outside and finding his target will be a short gain. With 3rd and 7, a favorable down here for Kent State as long as they can get off the field. Pressure builds, but a great throw, Labas. And with pressure bearing down, he showed no signs of worry. Got that one to his tight end, converting the down. 1st and 10, going deep downfield and has him. Davis with his second grab this drive. And it's 1st and 10, down inside the 25. The fake flip, the spin move, taking a few hits in the process. Labas picks up 2. And it leaves them 2nd and 8 here, just outside the red zone. Trying to get outside, but unable to, Townsend. That will be 3rd and 11. Defense staying in their double A gap look, though dropping back into coverage. But wide open for the touchdown. Temple with the quick answer from the Chippewas. Makes this a 1-score game, around 3.5 minutes to go. If you're Coach Ty, there is 2 things you want on this drive. Run some clock and come away with some points. You start at the 23, and it's Bailey down the middle for nothing. The front 7 really has clogged up the middle for the Chippewas. 2nd and 10. As they look to go to the same exact play, they flip it this time outside. It's Garcia. Close to another first down timeout called Central Michigan with a 3rd and 1. But trying to find the right play call, Coach Ty calls one of their few timeouts. And that is 3rd and about 1.5. Not a favorable spot. We've seen that time and time again. Newbin absolutely stuffed as they tried it down the middle. 29-27, and you're going to have to punt this ball. Now for the Chippewas, Carpenter is 2 for 3. He missed his first, but inside the hashes, he's been good. We'll see what they decide to attack. Going to the outside here quick, and a good tackle inbounds is Tucker. With the Chippewas only having 1 timeout, they got to be smart with it. Obviously, we'll get 1 free stoppage of clock at the 2-minute mark. Open down the field. Need the pass rushers to show up, and they frankly have not. And it's buying time to find throws down the field. Inside the 2-minute mark here with the free rush, but it's with the screen. Townsend losing 4. That has them perhaps now on the outskirts of field goal range. They go back to the blitz, and Williams with the sack. 2nd on the day here for this defense. And they've got to make sure they don't give up anything big here on 3rd down. Looking to go downfield or check down. Need the quick tackle given by Gissendaner. And they look to keep the offense on the field, not inside field goal range. They will look to go for it. Trying to convert. They need 18 here. Defense playing backed up. With 3 down the field. Wide open, but overthrowing a wide open receiver. That gives the ball to Kent State with a turnover on downs. And that should have been a touchdown for the Chippewas. Bailey on the handoff is the final timeout called. And with no way to stop that clock, DeShields kneels this game to victory. Clutching it from the hands of defeat. 29-27, Kent State is bowl eligible and keeps themselves in the front running for the MAC championship game. In a close one versus Central Michigan, the team continues playing at the level of their opponent, We've seen time and time again where we should be able to go off on someone, and we do not separate. That will have to change. But for now, we celebrate bowl eligibility. And that looks to land us one of hopefully more recruits, Felix Duggar, the cornerback out of Cincinnati, Ohio. We also land John Ojeda, the one guy I wasn't sure we would land. He was not inside his top 3. He joins from Hamilton, Ohio, the Mike linebacker. We also get Armin Hay, the receiver from Huron, Ohio, another 2-star. We're not done there. Sammy Magnum, the tight end from Brunswick, Ohio. But we do not land yet John Killebrew. He is very, very close, and perhaps with now all the extra points we have, we could look to shore things up here, taking off a few of these points just to go ahead and slap on the 25, call this done and dusted before anything crazy happens. Along with those points, we could look to perhaps send out a little bit more to some of these guys. Frederick Avant does now have quite a few teams interested, so just in the sake of making sure we don't fall behind here by any crazy circumstance, we will give him the 50. We do have a little bit of some competition here with Wake Forest as well. Better conference prestige there, so why not? We will go ahead and bump up the points there. Looking good here for Josh Meeks getting into this battle. And as for Marquis Smith, we're now on top. We weren't on his board at all, so we will hold off on any more points given up. And that means with us having a fair amount of guys recruited, in fact, right now, where are we sitting in the big board? Breaking 100. We come in at number 96. Honestly, I don't think that's too bad considering where this team has been in the past. But I do think we can now perhaps look at bringing in some other position groups. Or honestly, we might just look specifically at trying to bring in athletes so that we could try to fill as many different spots as we can. Now, we already have our 1 3-star we could go after. So for now, it's just going to be 2 stars. Unfortunately, until we get to the offseason and hopefully see a star boost. As for recruiting stage, do we have any that are currently open? There is one. Unfortunately, seems like the rest of these guys, there actually are a couple that are interested. And it is actually just those 2 that are interested. So a contact seeker. I don't know if that's a running back with 6'1", 222. I'm going to imagine that's a running back. And then an east-west playmaker. I don't know if that's receiver or honestly another running back, but we will check the 2. I'm not against bringing in as many running backs as possible. With the style of offense we will be running, they will be used. So doing 1 scout level here definitely does look to be a running back. Change of direction on the high end. Speed, mid-range. Juke and spin also mid-range. Carrying could be high. Break tackle could be high. Catching mid-range. Honestly, doesn't look too bad. As for Grant Sexton, he is a speed on the higher end. He is the contact seeker with good change of direction. However, I don't see anything about trucking specifically, though break tackle is at a good spot. I think, again, this is 2 options. We could go in and offer up some points here. So let's toss in the 25 and a scholarship apiece. And that should have us with 5 points left. So in that instance then, who are we trying to build upon here? We're pretty low on Smith, so we'll toss in the 5 points there. And that is our recruiting. With 1 week to go in the regular season. But with that 1 week to go, and despite picking up wins here today, or a win today, Miami of Ohio jumps in front of us. Buffalo was already ahead of us, though, I mean, they do have the better win-loss, so I'm assuming the overall record comes before head-to-head records, because we're one of the 2 teams to beat them this year. They also lost this week. Toledo jumps in front of us as well. So we have a neck-and-neck race here for the MAC championship, which means next game we have to win. And that'll be in a fairly close matchup here with Northern Illinois. But they are definitely favored on paper. 67 overall to our 64 across the board. We're definitely going to need to make sure we step up. And if Barry can keep bringing in touchdowns, that would be great. We'll also have a couple guys chasing some milestones. As for Drew DeShields, he is sub 1,500 passing this year. but he's close to 15 passing touchdowns and getting it to a 2-to-1 ratio in terms of touchdowns to interceptions, which would be great. And if we can get that completion percentage closer to 60 by the end of the year, I would be happy there. Running the ball. One more touchdown needed for Garcia to hit 5, one more for Drew DeShields to hit 5, 2 more for Newman. We need 17 tackles from Kanan Williams to hit 100. TFL-wise, 2 more for Carroll and Campbell to hit 25. As for sacks, we need still those 2 more from Maddox to hit 10. But I know others have been asking about non-MAC competition, so let's start from the top here. ACC is currently looking like Clemson on top, with Pittsburgh coming in second, maybe even Miami. As for the American League, you got the University of South Florida at the top, Tulane, UAB, UTSA, and Rice all in the mix there for that second spot. Big 12, Texas Tech with Baylor also 8-0. With the Big 10, a 3-way tie up top, Michigan, Ohio State, and UCLA. Conference USA, another tie at the top with Middle Tennessee and Liberty. UTEP, Western Kentucky might be able to get their heads into the mix. As for the independents, you got 7-4, Notre Dame, 5-7, UConn. Mountain West, we have UNLV at the top, 6-1, with also Boise State and Wyoming. San Diego State might get in the mix there. Your Pac-2, at least for this year, we will update this conference in the offseason. Oregon State is 8-3 with Washington State 5-6, and the SEC has the Longhorns 7-0 with Florida 7-1. Sun Belt, you have Georgia Southern 6-1 with Southern Mississippi. Arkansas State and Georgia State could potentially be in that mix, both 5-2. Right now, our biggest worry is in fact that Northern Illinois game. Can we beat the Huskies and claim our spot in the MAC Championship Season 1 behind head coach Ty Rozeboom? You'll have to make sure you are tuned in on Friday, perhaps on Wednesday. We are changing up the schedule. If you did not see the Madden live streams last Thursday and Friday, college football will be Monday and Friday. We are moving and changing the Major League Baseball series. Cha-Cha Vaz will still be involved, but the series as we know it has come to a close. So that will be taking over Wednesday for a long stretch series that will be in franchise. Cha-Cha Vaz will be added. I hope to debut it on Wednesday if I don't have time to fully set that up. We will have college football on Wednesday with our new Madden franchise with the New York Giants on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Make sure you're here for all of it. Hit that bell icon in the bottom right if you have not already, or scroll down and hit that sub button. And make sure you tap that bell icon as well so you're notified when all these videos go live. And leave the boys some love by smashing that thumbs up as they pulled off the win here today. Need to do it one more time against the Huskies to ensure our chances at that MAC championship game.